Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Eric Garcia, as it has been reported that Inter Milan of Serie A have inquired about the Barca defender, and the club open to a sale from between 10 to 15 million euros. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking on this report about Sofyan Amrabat, claiming that Barcelona coaches agree on the player as their new pivot, as Zubimendi and Kimmich are already out of the equation. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are highly welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Inter Milan and FC Barcelona have been in talks with each other about various possible deals heading into the summer transfer window. Frank Garcia remains on the Nerazzurri's agenda, while they are also understood to be cutting the services of Jordi Alba, who has announced his departure from Barcelona. Now, according to a report from Catalan outlet Sport, Inter Milan have set their sight on a third Barca player in the form of Eric Garcia, and they have launched an inquiry for the Spanish international. The report further goes on to add that the La Liga champions would be open to selling the former Manchester City ace if an offer in the region of 10 to 15 million euro arrive in the summer. Garcia signed for Barca in the summer of 2021, arriving for free after his contract with Manchester City had expired. The 22-year-old featured regularly upon his arrival, but his game time has been on a gradual decline ever since Xavi Hernandez took over the reins at the club. As things stand, Garcia finds himself behind Ronald Araujo, Andres Christensen, Jules Koundé, and impending new arrival Inigo Martinez in the pecking order of Barcelona. Furthermore, the plan is to use youngster Chadi Riyad as the fifth choice centre-back. As such, Barcelona are open to the idea of selling Garcia, despite there having been plans to utilize him as a pivot midfielder at some point, with Inter Milan looking to sign at least two new centre-backs in the summer. They have asked about the Spaniard. Garcia, for his part, prefers to stay at Barcelona, but he is also aware that he might not receive many minutes on the field, which would hamper his chances of playing for the Spanish national team. That could convince him to consider a departure in the summer. The 22-year-old also has some interest from clubs in the Premier League. Already, there have been no offers or formal approaches as of yet. As iterated earlier, Barcelona would be open to offers of around 10 to 15 million euros. However, they would also consider a loan exit as long as it includes a purchase option. It remains to be seen how things pan out with Garcia and his future at Barcelona. Of course, Eric Garcia have had a terrible season, and there is no doubt that Barca are looking to sell him because of his poor performances, and also considering that the defenders that we have are way above him in the pecking order, and Barcelona are seeing him as one of the players that necessarily have to be sold. Of course, I think Garcia being sold, it will be not just the best for Barca, but will be the best for his own career, because he's still a player, very young, still 22, and for him to sit on the bench throughout the season is going to destroy his own career. And I think it will be best for both parties to split ways. So Inter Milan showing interest in Eric Garcia is a very big positive sign that Barca will be happy about, because Barca themselves, they really want a lot of suitors to come for these players who are out of favor. And of course, if Eric Garcia can fancy this chance of going to Inter Milan, then that will be better for him and his career, as manager Xavi have clearly made it known to him that he's not too keen on using him regularly in his lineup in the next season. As we saw in this past season, Garcia played very few matches, and we shouldn't expect him to continue to, or we shouldn't expect him to play minutes this time around. So this is one of the players that Barca fans themselves, they really want Barca to sell. And of course, the coaching staff and the board are also putting him high up there on the transfer wish list. So let's see what happens. Of course, it's just already contacts and interests that have been made between Inter Milan and Barca, but nothing has been agreed yet. Barca are saying that if they want to sell him, it will be between 10 and 20 million euros, which for me I think is fair enough. Considering that Barca signed this guy for free, that will still be registered as net profit in the financial books, because he was signed for nothing, and Barca getting him for free is also a great business for Barcelona, and they'll be pushing to sell because whatever comes in from that transfer will be registered as a net profit. So let's see what happens in the coming days as to Eric Garcia's future. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. FC Barcelona are in a precarious position now, with Sergio Busquets set to leave the club at the end of this month. The club are now desperate to find a new DM in the market. They are looking to sign a younger option who can prove to be a long-term replacement for Sergio Busquets. There are no shortage of candidates, however, with the likes of Martin Zubimendi, Joshua Kimmich, and Ruben Neves being linked with a possible move to the Camp Nou. However, Barca have been met with a straight refusal from Bayern over the pursuit of Kimmich, while Zubimendi is likely to cost a fortune. With that in mind, Barcelona have decided they will go after Sofyan Amrabat. If they fail to come up with a viable option in the transfer market. This has been reported by Javi Miguel, who suggests that the Moroccan international is being identified as Plan B. Barcelona were linked to the move for Amrabat during the January window, but the move did not even materialize as Serie A side Fiorentina wanted a mandatory purchase clause in the loan deal. The Blaugrana were not in a position to do so because La Liga's strict financial fair play regulations. However, with Amrabat's contract at Fiorentina expiring next year, the Catalan side once again are targeting the defensive midfielder in the upcoming summer. The 26-year-old might not be at top of Barca's wish list, but he has a strong profile nonetheless. Amrabat was part of Morocco's side that reached the semi-final of the 2022 World Cup. He has also helped Fiorentina reach the final of the UEFA Champions League this past season. With over 100 appearances in Serie A, the midfielder does not lack experience at the top level either. So it is therefore up to Barca now to whether or not they are prepared to splash the cash on Amrabat this summer. The negotiations with Fiorentina could prove to be very crucial, knowing that the club are not in that position to offer a fortune for the services of the player. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.